Whoa. Black and white. The past? Whoa. The slow progression of time. The snail. That's... That's an eyeball. Not a real one, though. This... This is how you start a season. The missing eye. Wow. Wow. Incredible opening. Ah. Okay.
What is it?
Oh, they changed the color of it. I don't know if I like the more yellow tint, but I'll roll with it. This music, though. Okay. We made the deal. You got the money.
That's $240,000 plus 360 plus 137. 737.
737. Airplane. The sound of an airplane. In the back. Directed by Bryan Cranston? Oh. Tuco? What's up?
Do something! He needs an ambulance! He needs a hospital! Do something! You're smart, right?
Love the angles. Again, Tuco is the one who is controlling the scene, right? The low angle.
You! Come here! Breathe into his mouth!
Yeah, commanding them, telling them what to do. Who do you work for? Oh man, he's dead. He's dead. He's gone. Yeah. Man, Tuco is intimidating.
Tuco, we can't do him like that, man. Buzzards and rats and all that.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
I'm just saying, you know, that's not very Christian.
Okay, since he said, like, not very Christian, I will talk about this right now. The cross that that dude was wearing, also the Mary figure in the car that Walter and Jesse was sitting just a couple of minutes ago. There's definitely a lot more religious symbols. Man, these angles, man. I love it. Like creative ways to put, your camera, Yeah, you're back down. Back up. Yep. Tuco's gonna say, wait.
Big hurry.
Yeah. Where are you going?
I just think we're done here.
Oh, you're not done. You're not done here. Yeah. Man, that shot alone. Okay, there's so many things that I want to talk about. Tuco separating Jesse and Walter. The telephone lines all converging towards Walter. Yeah. I wonder if Walter has been taking all of those medicines or all those pills, or if he's been neglecting them every now and again.
Hey, I'm back here.
That shot was great. This is definitely ominous.
Hey.
Crash? Whoa.
Are you okay?
Great.
New hat?
Yeah. Love the lighting in this shot. What was Walter looking at the TV? Like something about a crash? Oh, wow. That facial expression from Walter. Oh man, he is hurt. Yeah.
You know what? I've got all this crap on my face.
Walter,
Yeah, just. Stop it!
Man, Walter's mind must be like all over the place. Like, I mean, I talked about it in like the previous episode, right? In the end of season 1, like how, you know, that adrenaline. But this is different.
But you cannot take it out on me.
Yeah, Walter Jr. can put the pieces together. He knows. Red and green. The color of the neon lights. The way Jesse's like shaking his legs. Okay.
Like 3 in the morning, I saw that black caddy of his cruising my neighborhood. No
if he
headlights.
wanted to kill us, he would have done it at the junkyard.
Did you not see him beat a dude to death for like nothing? And that way he just kept staring at us.
Man, the subtle acting in this scene is great.
All right, we are witnesses. We are loose ends. Right now, Tuco's thinking, yeah, hey, they cook good meth, but can I trust them?
Jesse is smart for thinking this though. Like you need to think about like all of the possibilities and the dangers, right? So that's why he.
Then it is him or us!
It's always good to be defensive, but
As his head is down, you know, giving it a snort, just pop, pop, pop.
Pop, pop, pop. So 3 shots.
Yeah, 3 shots, or I don't know, 2.
No, wait, is it 2 or is it 3?
I mean, 2 would probably work, I guess, yeah.
Okay, 2 shots. 2 shots in the chest, 2 shots in the face.
Man,
What-
come
No,
on.
I'm just trying to understand how this works.
I love the scene.
How many bullets does that gun even take?
Let me see.
I'm guessing 6 or 8.
How can you suggest that we kill a man and you can't even open the gun?
This is such a throwback to season 1, episode 2. Like it's a similar situation, right? But just escalated to the next level. Having the same argument in the same place. I love it. Marie?
Listen, the Big Lug and I are gonna go try that new restaurant over by UNM tonight.
The big lug.
Feel like American? You know, and they go out.
This is what I want though. I want to see more of Marie and Hank's like personal lives. Purple is the main theme for them though. Or at least for Marie. You know, it's almost kind of distracting because every time I see red and blue, it's like, red and blue, red and blue.
You only got 6 more sessions.
And I'm doing them. Hank, I said I would do them, and I'm doing them. I can't help it if you got your days of the week wrong.
Look out! Sorry, Mr. Schrader.
Look, you know, it's just, oh boy, I think Dave is,
That was a car crash. It's a pretty nice home that they have. Okay, that was a bit too much. And the car crash symbolism is, yep, okay. Yeah. She's not that good of a person. Oh, look at this.
APD sent this over. This was about 8 or 10 days ago.
Oh my god.
Yeah, 25.
They're on to them.
that and the thermite. I'd say these two know their chemistry.
Their chemistry. I love it.
They better pray it's us who catches up to them and not those boys from Juarez.
A bit of foreshadowing, perhaps? The people from Juarez? Probably a second adversary, right? That'll probably prove more difficult to handle than the DEA. Yeah, I just noticed that. That's not ominous at all. Man, the feeling of being constantly watched.
Hey, it's me. Thought I'd try you earlier this time.
Yeah, man, that paranoia is.
I knew I was going to be up and down, so I just didn't want to wake you.
Ooh, that forceful smile. No response from Skylar. Wow. Okay. Oh, that's a great shot.
I've got a better idea.
Oh,
What is it, Mr. White? Lay it on me.
Jesse's not gonna like it, I think.
Beans.
Beans.
Your castor beans.
Okay. Tell us.
Are we just gonna grow a magic beanstalk?
We are going to process them into ricin.
Okay.
It's an extremely effective poison.
Gonna poison the meth with it?
Now we just need to figure out a delivery device, and then no more Tuco.
Even Jesse's like, what the fuck? It's crazy, man. Imagining like episode 3 of season 1 when Walter was like contemplating of, should I kill shit, I forgot his name. It's not Emilio. Domingo.
Hey, Sky. You wanna sit down first?
I don't know, Hank. Depends on whether or not this is going to be about Marie. Did she send you?
The way he sits and gets back up again. Laughing off the pain.
Return our phone calls.
I don't think I'm quite ready to do that yet.
Oh, you know, communication, right? Back and forth. Come on.
Communication. What I was said in the beginning of the episode, right? With the telephone lines leading up to Walter.
Marie is a shoplifter, Hank.
Okay.
That's right.
Yeah. If I thought you were gonna return it, I would have never.
You knew about this.
We're working on it. She's got this therapist, Dave. And I mean, Dave is really good. But it's an ongoing process, Sky. And We have got to be understanding. We gotta support the shit out of her.
Do we?
Yeah.
Not really.
But oh, I see. Now I'm supposed to go, Hank. Please, what can I possibly do to further benefit my spoiled, kleptomaniac bitch sister who somehow always manages to be the center of attention? Because God knows she's the one with the really important problems.
I'm getting secondhand embarrassment from this. But I totally understand Skylar's position for this. Like she has every right to be angry. And obviously she's just lashing out her anger to Hank during this moment. Ironic since she said the same thing to Walter, right? Why are you bashing out your anger to me?
That's all it takes. That's all it takes.
That's all it takes.
By the way, Tuco, this is a new meth formula we've been working on. Would you care to try it?
But what if Tuco didn't take it and gives it to like one of his henchmen? You know, like that's gonna be a problem, right? If that happens. So Tuco has to be the one who take it.
Yeah.
This is
Flu, maybe.
This is nerve-wracking, because if this fails, shot composition is great. The light is pointing towards Walter, right? Kind of symbolizing that Jesse is in the shadow.
You been home yet?
No. Why?
What's going on? Like, where is Hank? Don't tell me that they are outside. I don't think they are.
You gotta check out this crime scene. Me and Gomi out here. Just a second.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
Just be having a day like these two.
Whoa. Was that Gonzo? Like the other one with Tuco?
I need it! No, you don't. Not if you leave town. Get out of here. Tuco killing Gonzo means he's coming.
Yeah. My heart is kind of pounding. They should be fine. They should be fine. But I am kind of worried. Oh boy. Don't. It's probably fine, Walt. It's probably fine. Don't. If you can tell by the fact that by the way my hands are moving, I am really, really nervous.
So where have you been this time?
Wow.
I'll be right there.
Man, I haven't felt this much tension in a Breaking Bad episode.
Known associates of a psychotic piece of shit named Tuco Salamanca.
Tuco Salamanca.
All right, let's lay him out flat.
Get out of your way here, man.
Alright, let's see his face. Oh my god, that does not sound good. Oh!
Damn, Ricky, leave something for the coroner.
Oh man. That ain't right.
Hey, someone called Jay Leno. You got the
Beautiful.
world's dumbest criminal.
Oh my god.
The stack must have shifted. crushed his arm, pinned him here, and he bled out. Hey, get a photo of me with this guy, all right? Old Stumpy here. Make sure you get the stump in there.
Wow. Wow. If that is the case, then all of this paranoia, yeah, it's...
I don't know where to begin.
Probably Hank. Could be either Hank or Jesse.
What the hell are you doing here?
He's afraid, man.
Get in.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, use that. That squeaky car door just makes it just worse. Such a great episode. This is such a great episode. Oh yeah, squeak some more. End of the episode? Hey. Bryan Cranston, though. That man can direct. Wow. I mean, I know Bryan Cranston has, like, directed other stuffs in the past, but man, that was a good episode. That was a good episode. What a way to start your season. Even though this isn't supposed to be the season opener, this is supposed to be, like, from the first season, but because of the writer's strike and everything, but whatever. Great episode. Great episode. Okay. Wow. What a start to the season. Again, like I said, it's not really supposed to be the start of the season because this is supposed to be in season 1, but hey, that was a damn good episode. Bryan Cranston, man, like the man can act and the man can direct. It was such a good directed. It was such a well directed episode. Like it's great. It's great. Now I know, Aaron Paul, Bryan Cranston, like they're all great actors, and I've talked about like how great they are during my discussion with in season 1. But I have to say it again. Like, man, some of the acting in this episode, and not just from them, but from like everybody, has been really good. Like I would say even better than like some of the episodes that I saw in season 1. It's just, again, like it's moments like when we get a close-up of these characters and we see them acting, in conflict with reality, and what I mean is like moments where they are lying to, other people, right? It's convincing in a way that I just can't describe. And especially moments when we are showing like their emotions, when they are scared, when they're paranoid, because those two are really paranoid in this episode, right? And rightfully so. It's it definitely elevates, like it elevates the scene more. It adds more like tension to it, and more specifically, like through some of these subtle acting, you can definitely like get more nuance with with these characters and like who they are, what they represent. It's just wonderful. Man, and also like the music as well. The music in this episode has been like really good. Music in Breaking Bad has always been good, but sometimes there comes like a track that just makes a scene better. So let's start with the first scene of the episode, which is the cold open. Now, when it was shown in black and white, first immediate thought would be, oh, this is the past. But we are watching Breaking Bad. And usually, when the show shows something in the beginning of the episode, it's not really the past, but it's actually the future. So, I'm willing to bet that this is the future. This is a future event. But the difference is, usually in like the previous in previous episodes, right, in season 1, the cold opens that we experience in the beginning of the episode are something that we will experience again in that episode, right? Think of the first episode when we see Walter, running away, driving the SUV, right? We see it again towards the end of the episode. Think of when Walter, goes to Tuco's place and blows it up. That was in the episode. But this is different. This isn't in the episode. We have no context whatsoever. I don't think we've even saw the teddy bear in the episode unless I missed it, but I don't really see it throughout the rest of this episode. So this is the future. Could be the next episode, could be the episode after that, or it could actually be the end of the season. That's my bet. That's my bet. I am willing to bet that this event will be the season finale. Now, I'm not gonna analyze why this teddy bear got half of its body burned and loses its eye. Like I said again, there's no real connection between this teddy bear and the rest of, like the cast and the characters and the story and all that stuff. But, if I were to immediately give a my own interpretation with no context whatsoever, I would say the teddy bear could symbolize Walter himself, because, it can symbolize like the two sides of Walter, the one that is like living and the one that is dying. And only having like one eye could also mean that Walter is only viewing the world in one perspective, and he's not looking at the other perspective, meaning he's not looking through the eyes of Skyler, through the eyes of Walter Jr., and through the eyes of Jesse. Like, it's always his world, it's always his vision, it's his ideas, it's his plan. He's the main character, right? I can do anything that I want, but he's not willing. It's not that he's not willing, he just can't see, their struggles, their wants and needs. It's more like he can see it, but it's like, it's this pride that he has that no, they're wrong, I'm right, and it's tunnel vision, basically. It's tunnel vision. But speaking of this first scene, I will mention again, like some of the shots that they use, like what they like what they evoke and all that stuff. I absolutely love it. Like, just having these, like, they're not random, like they are specific. I just can't pinpoint what they mean just yet. The snail I can easily attribute to like time, right? The slow, time moving very slowly. But in this first scene, like we also heard like police sirens and everything. So there is an event. There's something happen, right? What happened to the teddy bear? How did it got like half of its body burned? Like, there must be an explosion, right? Which leads us to the next scene that I'm going to talk about. We're not going to talk about the Tuco scene yet, even though there's a lot of things that I do want to talk about. But later on in the episode, we see this. The crash happened as rush hour began around 8 a.m. Walter is looking at the news. There's a crash. Probably what led to the first opening scene. Fire when Walter was going through the different channels, one of them showcases fire, so it's a big crash. So it's not a car crash. So what could create such a explosive crash? I'm gonna say an airplane. This episode is titled 737. Now, I didn't think of it at first, but during this moment, when Walter was counting the money that he needed, 737. Now, again, this is in context with money, but my little ear is heard the plane in the back, so maybe I'm overreaching it, but I don't know. I mean, a 737, that's not a coincidence, is it? Like, Walter saying 737, like, that's not an arbitrary number. That's not a made up throwaway number that they generated. No. Like, if somebody say a 737 or a 747, like your first immediate thought would be an airplane. So I'm guessing an airplane crashed. I know, crazy, Breaking Bad and airplanes crashing, maybe I'm wrong, but it could be. The problem with that is that there's no major impact or coverage aside from Walter looking at the news, but the fact that Walter was looking at the news and the story just shows it and then just moves along kind of shows that, hey, yeah, there's more, you know, importance in this moment than what we are led to believe. Okay, so I talked about this briefly in the reaction, but there are some religious symbolism in this episode. Very small, very minute. I've only managed to catch, you know, like in this opening segment, but it is there. So first of all, the Mary figure, that is Mary, right? And not Jesus himself. Pretty sure that is the figure of Mary, right? And of course, Gonzo's like necklace with the cross, right? And him also saying like that's not very Christian, you know, to do. So I'm wondering if we're going to be focusing more not on religion in, you know, per se, but more on faith, right? It's the faith of these characters and to what they hold, to what they uphold, even, right? Walter's faith in Skyler, Skyler's faith in Walt, vice versa, even the faith between Hank and Marie. Also love the fact that there are, you know, like the two dices, yeah, they're car accessories, but at the same time it's like, you know, you're rolling your dice and you're, you know, throwing, you know, you're playing a game, right? You're playing a game, you're throwing your dice, and you want to see whether or not you get a high one or a low one. High one, low one. I don't know what I'm going with that, but you get the idea, right? It's a game. Now, when I was watching this this scene and you know, in the reaction, I did mention, you know, like, oh, great shot, you know, like tiny elaboration on why I said that is because, you know, like Tuco is standing in between Walter and Jesse, kind of like, you know, the divide against them. Also, telephone lines or communication lines, you know, because communication does eventually become a main theme of this episode, right? All of them are leading towards Walter. All of them. Now, I think this specific scene is the only time where telephone lines are prominently featured, but it's pretty telling on what to expect on, you know, on this episode. And I will say, you know, like when it comes to like telephone lines, it's a very prominent in anime because of, you know, it is a aesthetic because of how many telephone lines there are in Japan, but it almost always is synonymous to the idea of communication because it is. It's literally a a tool for communicating, but you know what I mean. There is subtle symbolism in using telephone lines. Now, it is painful, but also, I wouldn't say frustrating, but disturbing to see Walter's current state. It is painful because we as an audience know that, you know, Walter is going through so many pain, you know, so much pain, right? He is dealing with a lot of these, you know, life-threatening events, but he is forcing himself to be in that position, right? Ultimately, at the end of the day, it is Walter's own volition, his own actions that causes all of this, right? It's a domino effect. Every action has their consequences. There's a reaction to it, right? And all of this started because Walter just wants to make money, and he finds that the only way to do so easily is to do, you know, is to create meth, right? Because he is a chemist, right? It's sad and painful, but it's also really frustrating because after this scene, after we feel sympathy for Walter, like, oh man, Walter's not feeling good, he must feel, you know, tired, sad, scared. And then he does this. It becomes really uncomfortable when Skylar's, you know, refusing it and saying like, no, I don't want this. No, not now, Walt. And what Skylar said later on, you know, it's perfectly, you know, it encapsulates one of Walter's trait, and that is, you know, lashing it out to somebody else, right? Whether if it's Jesse or Skylar or somebody we don't know, Walter will always project his anger towards somebody else because he's Walter. That is his character. His character is so complex because there's this line of insecurity within him that I am seeing, right? Because he is insecure when something goes wrong because he wants everything to be right? It's his pride once again, right? But the way he handles it is getting extreme, and this is what I was fearing when I was watching season 1, right? When things are ramping up, when things become far more complex, far more life-threatening, far more dangerous, so will his actions to deal with them, right? His methods, his way of thinking is changing, it's evolving. You would look at Walter at season 1, he would contemplate, you know, against himself on whether or not he wants to kill Domingo. And now he's like, let's just go and kill Tuco. Like, no hesitation. Like, he immediately comes to that conclusion, right? Because Tuco is a threat, right? Domingo is also a threat, right, in season 1, because through, you know, understandably so, through Walter and Jesse's, like, view, you know, if we let Domingo escape, there is a chance that he may rat them out. But this is Tuco. Again, the next level, the next step. Far more dangerous, far more unpredictable, and thus their paranoia and their reasons and justification is way higher than what they, you know, than what they were dealing with Domingo. It's, again, it is sad, but it's also frustrating. It's sad because they are in this terrible situation. It's frustrating because they are in this situation because of their own faults and their own, you know, hey man, you wanted this. This is the world that you want to be in. Now it's your turn to take responsibility and deal with it. Yeah. And speaking of escalation, I love this scene when these two are like discussing and talking, right? The two of them, the gun right in the middle, the gun and the Walter's glasses. It's such a good scene. It is such a good scene. It ties back to the beginning episodes of season 1 specifically episode 2, where we have a very similar situation, right? We're discussing whether or not if we want to kill a man. But now, things are different. Now, these two have more of a bond. Now, these two know each other. Now, the danger is bigger. And it's crazy. Again, like, it's crazy, but it showcases, like, incredible character development. Incredible as in, you know, there's definitely a development, but whether or not it's for the better or not, or for worse, very debatable, right? For Walter specifically. Jesse remains the same, though. Jesse is still this character who, you know, who is always, you know, one, paranoid, two, very rational to an extent, because he's always thinking of like, okay, but what if this happened? Then obviously we need to do this, right? What if Tuco comes to us? Obviously we need to defend ourselves, right? This is Tuco we're talking about, this crazy lunatic. So Jesse has always been this way, and this is something that I am noticing, right? It's not that there's no character development for Jesse. No, there is character development, but he remains true to himself, right? He remains true to Jesse. Jesse is still Jesse, right? He's not trying to be somebody else. He's not trying to be, you know, somebody different. No, Jesse is still Jesse. For now. Walter, this is where things are different. Walter from season 1 is very much different from Walter from season 2, right? Walter is now Heisenberg, right? Walter is now currently in his Heisenberg persona, right? This character who is above all, who commands people, who symbolizes power and will do whatever it takes to achieve his goals, right? So you again, like, we have Jesse who's still Jesse, and then we have Walter here who's just, okay, so if that's how we're gonna do it, alright, let's poison him. And this character, this Heisenberg, is slowly taking over Walter, right? Walter White is slowly becoming more and more Heisenberg. And as we saw in the beginning of the episode, he's, you know, when he was taking it out on Skylar, there's going to be a character flip. There's going to be this switch when Walter White no longer becomes Walter White and he becomes Heisenberg. In mine. Obviously Walter's still gonna, you know, call himself Walter, but, you know, I'm talking about like the mind and who he is, right? Walter White will soon become a thing of the past, and Heisenberg will be, you know, his actual real character, and Walter White will become the persona, will become the fake one, if you will. We're getting there. We are getting there. We are seeing the signs. And I'm afraid. And now we get to Hank and Marie. Marie is synonymous with the color purple. Chaos. Right? The mixing of two primary colors, red and blue. Purple. And I asked for this, right? I asked for more interactions and you know, learning more about Hank and Marie's like daily life, right? So I was expecting this. I want this, and we got it. And the answer is much more harder than what it seems. So Marie is going to a therapist to deal with his kleptomanic behavior. And Hank knows about this. He knows about this. Hank is supportive, but again, like, it's not something that you should let go unpunished. And Skylar, just like Walt, is lashing out her anger to Hank. And Skylar is not entirely wrong here, by the way. Like Skylar has every right to be angry and, you know, to tell and just let out all of this emotion that she has, right? She's not wrong. But it is also very selfish of her, right? It's selfish, but I get it, right? Because she is also she's also dealing with a lot of these problems. But the problem here is that nobody is actually taking her seriously, and thus she lashes out. She's like, "Why is nobody looking at me? Why is nobody, taking care of me? Why is nobody ignoring me? I should be the one who's, who is getting all of the attention." And again, it is a selfish thing to ask, but is it wrong though? I don't think it is. I think Skylar has every right to feel this way. Again, it's something that has been building up on her for like ever since season 1. And is just waiting to explode, and it seems like it just exploded. And even Hank's like, "Oh, whoa. What did I do? I'm innocent in this. Oh." And it shows when Skylar starts to break down. Like, this is it's realistic. Because I've seen this happen before to many people, right, where they feel some sort of emotion and they feel very angry about it, and so they couldn't handle it anymore. They lash it all out. They burst. They say all of these mean things or good things or again, like, selfish things, because again, they just want the attention. It may be selfish, but everybody wants attention, man. Like everybody's seeking attention. It's just with the context that Skylar, in the context of Skylar, it's clear that Skylar isn't getting the attention that she wants, right? She lashes it all out, cries because she realizes what she just did, and it's also like, the rush of emotions and the realization of like what she just did, and it's very realistic. I'm not a psychologist. There's probably a term for this, but yeah, Hank hugging Skylar, but Hank's way of hugging Skylar, like, should I hug her? I should hug her. Like that small little hesitation of like, okay. Again, also very, very real, because it's also like this it's an awkward moment. Yes, it is an awkward moment, but it is something that you need to handle immediately, right? So Hank kind of doing the right thing here, but again, like, I also understand, like, it is a very awkward scene, and Hank is just trying his best, to comfort her to the best of his abilities. Great scene, by the way. Great scene. Now, I also really love this shot. Like, the composition of it is great. And the fact that the lamp is pointing towards Walter as if he is the spotlight, right? This lamp highlighting Walter. The lamp behind Walter also highlighting Walter. Not to Jesse though. It's as if, again, like I said in the reaction, it's as if Jesse is in Walter's shadow. Even though, again, like, both of these characters are brightly lit, it's just the position of the lamp and what it means, right? Just a small little detail that just hits like every single mark. Like, of course he is. Of course Jesse is underneath Walter's like shadow. Of course Walter wants to be the main spotlight, right? Walter wants to be, you know, the one getting attention, right? The one who is like getting the attention of the world, right? Like he is the man. He is the main character. Now, finally, I want to talk about communication. It's a theme of this episode, and as we all know, communication is key. The problem is all of these characters aren't really communicating well with the other characters, and that causes a lot of problems. All of this happened because of miscommunication. Like, not just in this episode, but like going way back to season 1. Like all of this is because of miscommunication, right? And it is, again, frustrating, but it is also beautifully done in how they handle, you know, this theme, because like Walter not telling Skylar, you know, like his situation to comedically kind of, but like Hank not really, you know, the fact that Hank didn't tell Walt, you know, like, or the fact that Walt immediately assumes that, you know, oh shit, Gonzo's dead, that means Tuco killed him, right? Even though that's not the case, right? The actual, you know, reality is that Gonzo died because of an accident. But again, it's like communication, right? Hank sending Walter that image, that photo, is in a way miscommunication for Walter because it sends the wrong message. The fact that Walter is a character that lies a lot just reinforces, and it means that, you know, like, miscommunication will be something that we will see a lot in this show, and it's going to be painful because, again, miscommunication can lead to a lot of disasters, a lot of problems, a lot of bad things. Let's just put it that way. Miscommunication will be the downfall for a lot of these characters, especially Walter. Let's just put it that way. I'll end it there. Like, Walter not telling Skylar his situation, Walter deciding to, you know, do things his own way. Yeah. He is digging his own grave. It is what it is. Oh, and I guess I'll talk about this one. Walter hiding the, where is it? Walter hiding the gun. Yeah. We're gonna see this again. It's literally Chekhov's gun. Like, oh, we have a gun. We don't use that gun. Well, that gun is gonna be used in the future. But by whom? That is the question. Alright, that's basically it for my review / discussion for Breaking Bad Season 2, Episode 1. It's a great episode. It is a great start to the season. I think Bryan Cranston did a phenomenal job directing this episode. I think the direction of this episode has been really, really good. I love some of the shots that they use in this episode, and a lot of the subtle, you know, symbolism and the subtle nuances of like a lot of the shot compositions and the character acting and everything. It just blends so well. I am loving this show, and it's great. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Thank you all so much for watching my reaction and my discussion. Leave a like if you haven't already. I mean, if you made it this far into the video, that means you like the video, right? Hopefully. Early access for the show is available on Patreon, so if you want to see the reaction for next week, it is available on Patreon. Alright. Thank you so much for tuning in once again. See you all next time. Take care. Have a nice day. Peace.